What's up, everyone? I'm here today in my bedroom that I grew up in, so explaining the most absurdly 90s wallpaper that you can imagine. I was like 10 when I chose the colors. This is what happens. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about canes. Because I am not fully blind, a lot of people think that I shouldn't be using a cane. That's simply not true. I need one for my safety and for yours. So today we're going to go through the different kinds of canes. First, I'll start with this big fella here. Doesn't look that big, but... So this is called a long cane. They're not very clever with the naming. So this one is what you would normally expect to see from somebody who's maybe totally blind or almost all the way blind. It's quite tall. A lot of times there will be like maybe a ball or some kind of special tip on the end here. This one doesn't. This is actually my mother's cane. She's totally blind. I'll cover that in a different video. You know, you've got your anyone who's played the Wii knows about you should be using the wrist strap. That's how you break TVs, people. But so you've got the wrist strap here. Tie that on and off you go. It's held directly in front of you, and it's when you see people tapping, this is the cane that they use that way. So yeah, and generally they do fold up. Okay, there we go. The next type of cane is this one here. This was actually my trainer cane. My mom gave it to me. I got this when I was, not ready to admit that I needed a cane, and then I said, fine, screw it, I'll try it. It took a lot of time to admit that I needed a cane and to get to start using it. Yeah, I didn't like it. This one, it's just the same principle. It just folds up. It's small. This one is more closer to the type of cane that I use, but this is a training cane. It's to get used to just having something in hand at all times. So the next cane, one sec. Oh, okay, well, this is the cane of storm calling. This is for when you want to call down storms against your foes from the turtle god who bore the world upon his back, Mishili-Mackinac. Blind people don't generally use this. This is mostly for shamans and for warding spirits. Generally, we just need to find where the subway is, so I'm not going to talk about this one too much. Finally, we get to my cane. It's called an identification cane, and it's for that very reason. It's to identify that, yes, I do have low vision, or, that I do have some kind of visual disability. It's much lighter than the long cane. There is definitely a difference there in terms of just full out thickness and length and everything, but it's not the size that counts, it's what you do with it. Now this guy here is my first one. You can tell that it's it's very beat up. It's silver-ish. The red has mostly survived. I don't know, it's an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. But unfortunately, people don't really recognize it when it's all silver like that. This one's pretty bent up too. You can tell over down here that it's pretty bent. About 3/4 of the way through the last trip, I did switch to this one, which has an even more pronounced bend. But it's always good to have a backup. Again, you just get your wrist through there because you bloody well don't want to lose it. I do use it for finding curbs. I use it for finding steps in dark situations, and just to be able to feel my way around in darker places. I don't 100% rely on it to get around because I do have some workable vision. But I can use it to find, okay, I can feel the carpet to my right, and then, you know, I can hear the wood floor under me, and then there's my dresser over to the left. And then let's feel around, and okay, there's the cat. So I do rely on it more than I realize. It's just, it is really an extension of my hand. I use it to feel around. Now, rule number one, and the only rule really of Cane Club, is you never ever touch the business end of a cane. I mean, God knows you're walking around, it's touching all kinds of stuff on the ground. Blind people, if you're not threatening your friends with the end of the cane there, you're really missing out, because that's friggin' disgusting. Where have you been? Nobody wants that. So that's the rough breakdown of the 3 types of canes. There is the long cane, which is for fully blind people or people who are worse off vision-wise than I am. And that is used to feel on the ground. It really is used as an extension of their bodies, possibly in lieu of a dog guide. The second being a training cane, and then the last being the identification cane, which is the one that I use. And the other thing to note is there are other types of canes. In some countries they actually have green canes to denote that you have low vision rather than like proper full-on blindness. And if you see somebody with a cane, it never ever means that they are 100% totally blind. Never assume that. That's something that I run into more often than I should. People will see me with my clear glasses and my cane, and they'll think that I'm not really deserving of having a cane, but it's a really short-sighted point of view, and that's simply false. Anybody you see with a white cane, respect that they have low vision, maybe they're totally blind, and get out of the way. It's probably safer for you anyways guys, if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the, below the video there. Like and subscribe and favorite all this. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.
Forget about wanting to be the very best. I am the very best, like no one ever was. Let's go to the sea, maybe we can get magic carpet. Oh my god. Got a doduo.
What is it now?
Zubat. Yeah. Got Growlithe now. That'll be my new dog dad.
What is it?
It's a Pidgey. And it's on your junk.
Oh shit.
Move.